Previously on Nana's apartment.
If you have skated with me, you know I go by Broba. See awesome playing picture of me here skating. My name is Optimus Prime if I'm an official. See awesome picture here editing. Paul, for me, where I got them, they gave me two different sizes, and I just said, oh, I guess that's how it's done. It's not how it's done. I had really dumpy gear, and I just used it until I literally blew it out.
They're right above us, folks, and I don't like it a damn bit.
Well, wouldn't you know it? It's 5 seconds to game time here at Nana's apartment as we're playing Roller Champions here on the Xbox One. And what better of a host to have here than our former coach, official, and player of the World Roller Derby, and that's me, Paul from Nana's apartment. But yes, here we are at Roller Champions for the Xbox One. I downloaded this as soon as I saw it because I knew I wanted to do an episode on it eventually, but here we are finally doing an episode here at Roller Champions. A roller derby veteran like myself just couldn't help himself. I just salivated as soon as I saw this. I was like, yes, let's sink our teeth into it today. So let's see here. Customization, welcome, fresh meat. Oh, they even got the term right. First of all, customize your skater. You can always change your look in the skater menu. Fine, let's see what we got here. I know enough about my facial structure because I've done a lot of wrestling games, obviously, and a lot of customizing. So it looks kind of nice because I'm bald as shit, so that's fine. I got meaty legs. You always get meaty legs when you're doing derby because you're doing all them squats, getting in that derby stance. Oh, look at that. It's Paul here in Nana's apartment. Isn't he nice? He seems fine. Now, he doesn't skate on rollerblades, though. He skates on quads. That's what you do at roller derby.
Welcome to Roller Champions. The skate park here is perfect for starting out your career. You can socialize with friends and show off those awesome moves you'll develop. And you are always welcome back. For now, let's focus on the basics. First, have a look around the skate park.
Oh my god, okay, so looking around with my right stick here. I'm pivoting with my left stick here, that's why he's spinning there a little bit. Look around, am I looking at particular... Oh, okay, I'm looking at particular points.
Now, let's get those wheels rolling.
Okay, there we go. Ooh, oh, she's a little slippery,
You'll want to move fast, and pumping is a great way to do that. Lower your body while going down the slopes and let gravity do its work.
So as far as my background in the world of roller derby, well, I started officiating with a group at the time called the Rock Coast Rollers, now called Rock Coast Roller Derby. Then when I wanted to start playing, I started with a group called Casco Bay Gentlemen's Derby, and now they are called Casco Bay Roller Derby. When playing, I was also taught by an offshoot group of veterans called Resurgam. They basically really hammered the basics, and I was given a great foundation by every single tip given to me by the members of that group.
To be a champion, you need to get the importance of air control. So, get jumping to start.
But in either case, after playing for a little while, I did end up coaching again back with the Rock Coast Rollers, aka Rock Coast Roller Derby. Did that for a spell as well.
Alright, let's slow it down now. Practice braking to control your speed.
Ooh, how do I brake? Okay, RB, okay. Oh, okay. You plow. Was he plowing? Yeah, he's plowing. Oh, he's plowing. He's plowing like a champ. Oh, that's right, he's plowing. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I would use my toe stop if I was braking backwards, though. Usually, I would like kind of do a transition and kind of just use my toe to slow myself down. Plowing backwards doesn't. It's really weird how they keep the animation for that. That's not how that would work. But a little plow. The pumping is gonna take a minute to. Like, it's just, I feel like I want to do it normally like you would assume it would work, but it doesn't work like that. It's kind of counterintuitive in that way, I feel. Someone's watching like, Paul, it's the most natural thing. You're just an idiot. Alright. It said pump as you're going up, so it doesn't, like, yeah, I feel like you should let go as you near the top. That's not the case. Maybe pump until you get to the base?
Praising! Boom! Huh?
No, because it just, like, drains it. I hit, well, X is hit, obviously. I like that the skating backwards feels natural. I'm a very confident backwards skater. I'm a backwards blocker a lot of the times when I'm playing. So the fact that, like, it almost feels more natural for me to do that, it's kind of weird, and it's like, I'll give him that. It feels as natural for a person who skates backwards to skate backwards here on this game, so I'll give him that. It's the first thing I'm noticing right off the bat. I'm a huge backward skater. I always start in a wall facing forward when I'm playing roller derby, and I always somehow end up skating backwards. I'm always the bracer. I love that. That's my position. I'm really trying to get this pumping down. It's fucking not natural at all. Oh, I got the ball. So what are we going to do with the ball? Well, pump, Paul. Pump. 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 Speaking of skating backwards, yeah, one of the ways I learned to skate was at the home rink I learned to skate at. We had enough space to lay down 2 tracks, so on certain practice days, where they were only using one, I got to come in and cut my teeth learning how to skate by myself, eating shit all the different ways, trying to learn every single thing about skating I could by myself in the hours I was allotted to get all my shit in, so I hit the ground running, as it were, and I spent every single spare hour and every single spare moment I could learning to skate. Some days I'd get more than 4 hours of practice in a day, At my peak when I was skating, I was doing 2, 3, 4 different leagues in a day. I'd travel throughout the state and get all my hours in, get every single thing I could be doing in. If I could officiate a game during a tournament, I would. If I could play during that same tournament, I would, and I have done that. I've coached a game just immediately after I've played in a game.
And we see some coordinated dance work from the Just Black Pack.
That's between Tugboat, Head of Flame, and let's see, who's 51? Broba.
Broba, Broba and Head of Flame are coaching Rock Coast this weekend.
I know.
Coached them successfully yesterday, and next up, they will be taking on Rockin' City.
This is a full contact sport, and if you want to get the ball back, you're going to need to learn to tackle or dodge.
So now we're on the thing we've already done. Okay, so that's lovely. Can I get rid of the ball?
You need to score points to win. To do that, you've got to put the ball through the goal. Take some shots now.
All right, how are we taking shots? LT throw, okay. I feel like I'm going to ignore pumping because the physics of skating is actually pretty good. Oh, okay, we're going to get used to that. Oh, that's weird. So it automatically picks it up. You don't even have to push a button, so I like that. That's nice. Oh, so how do you aim it? That's weird. Is there an aim button? I just want to get this tutorial done before I even get started on anything. Okay, so there's a crosshair. There's a crosshair. Okay. Oh, money!
If you ever need a quick refresher on how to play, you always have access to the moves and rules through the in-game menu. Take a look at it now.
Moves and rules. There's an uppercut. Oh my god. Magnetic pass is Y. Call for a pass is Y. Oh, there's different tackles? Awesome. Air tackle, AX. Oh, so you tackle in the air too. Oh my god, this is going to be magical. I know a lot of people might be watching this because they're interested in this game and how it relates to everything else in the gaming community. And I know a lot of people relate this to Rocket League or whatnot. I never really played much of that. I'm a roller derby guy, that's why I'm playing this game today. I'm just going to be talking about that a little bit. But just as far as how this game is played, I like how much they put into this.
Let's look at the main rules of the arena matches.
I'm down with that.
The orange and blue teams are playing in our standard 3 versus 3
Regular
arena.
roller derby, it's 5 on
Players
5.
must score in this goal within the allotted time. When the match starts, the ball drops from one of these pillars chosen at random. Watch the lights to see which pillar it will be. You automatically pick up the ball when you get close enough to it. When you take possession, it changes to your team's color. The goal starts off as closed. Before you can score, your team must activate 4 gates. Pass the ball through these gates in the proper order.
Oh, it's like an initial lap. That's cool.
Start from the first gate near the goal. As you progress, the arena's neon strips will light the way to the next gate, and the count under the scoreboard will update. You can activate gates from any direction.
So you need to make it through all 4 turns?
Throwing the ball through the gate also works.
Hurl that son of a bitch.
1 gate left, but blue team wants that ball. They go for a tackle, but orange team dodges out of the way. Now that the 4th gate is cleared, the goal is open, and orange could score 1 point. But blue won't have it. The tackle connects, and orange team drops the ball. Now that blue team has possession, orange team loses their progress. Time for the orange team to get that ball back. Orange tackles well, and the ball is back in their hands. Since they lost their progress, they'll have to start again from the first
Oh,
game.
okay, so the initial, it's not like roller derby, it's like you have to repeat an initial pass.
By passing to each
Oh, that would be kind of interesting to put into the roller derby because you change a lot of the getting one pass in and calling it.
The goal is open again after the fourth gate. Charge up your shot for maximum power. And that's a goal! But you can't go for more than one lap. One lap gives you 1 point. 2 laps give you 3 points. 3 laps give you 5 points. You need 5 points in total to win instantly. Those are the main rules. And now you're on your way to becoming a roller champion.
I'm going to lose sight of all of this when I start playing, but whatever. We're here to talk roller derby, so that's what I'm going to do regardless. So let's get started with this and see how she goes as we talk all about how to gain points on the flag track, which is what I'm familiar with. I don't know what match this is, but I might as well put this one first and teach you a little bit, at least on the foundations of roller derby. But yeah, if you've never watched a game of roller derby, take this over, for example. It's essentially basically a track. There's offense and defense being played at the same time. 2 teams start out, and there's 5 people apiece for each team. There's 4 blockers apiece for each team, and a scorer apiece. I like saying apiece. Anyway, the scorers are jammers. Those are the people with stars on their heads. There's a pivot on each team. That's the person with a stripe on their helmet. We'll get to them in a minute. Anyway, whistle blows. You'll usually hear that 5 seconds, which means there's 5 seconds till gameplay starts. You hear that whistle blow at the start of gameplay, and all the members of a single team are trying to get their scorer out and stop the other scorer from getting through. That initial pass is important, like we were talking about during one of our first games here. The first person through their initial pass, which is defined as the first person to get past every single member of the opposing team at the hips first, they are called lead jammer. And what's important about a lead? Well, they can strategically call off a unit of gameplay called a jam. Why would you want to do that? Well, strategically, it's because you can get some points in and then call the jam off, hinder your opponents, make it so they can't score. Finally using the camera, Paul, idiot. I don't like it though, it's making me nauseous. If I wasn't using it beforehand, it's kind of like, it's just nauseating to try and use that and talk at the same time. So much going on. Jams are 2 minutes, which you do learn to call like the back of your hand. You get really attuned to that unit of measurement, because if you're on the inside and official and it goes like 2:05, you'll feel it in your bones. You're like, this is going a little long. Especially if you're playing, it's exhausting, so you will feel it in your soul there when it goes just a second over 2 minutes, especially if you're a jammer and you've been going maybe 1 and 2 jams in a row. It's exhausting. What is just a mess of nothing happening here in this corner? Everyone just wants to hit everybody. Someone ate shit. You're gonna stay over here and eat shit. Replay this in a second. Oh, disgusting little. Oh, did he go through the hoop himself with it? Is that why there's lightning? Oh, God. Disgusting. Disgusting. Talented as it may be a strategy involving lead, basically. It boils down to, say, I'm a scorer, you're a scorer, we both get out of the pack relatively quickly. Say I'm ahead of you, I don't want you to score. I might hit the pack and get 1 or 2 points if we're close. If I got half a track on you, I might try and get all of them. If I only have like a little bit of a length on the track ahead of you, I might just get a couple points and call it. But yeah, you want to hold the other team to get as little points as possible, and that's why you want that lead. You want the ability to be able to govern when the jam ends to keep the game to your advantage. You don't want to be like Paul here and get lead at one point in your career and then get excited, call it when you could have been getting some points there. I got excited because the jammer was in the box, wanted to ice him, but should have got at least a lap in and getting some points before I called it. That's why I'm not a jammer. I am a blocker.
I think it was Dostoevsky who said, "Later, fucker."
As far as the pivot is concerned, I haven't watched in a long time, so I don't know what rules have changed, but last I knew, pivot, you can exchange on the track the star to the pivot if you want to, which is why you want to pay attention to the pivot at all times. especially if the pivot player is of significant skill. Keep an eye on them like a hawk, because you never know if that switch might be coming. They can take the head covering, the star from the score, become a scorer themselves. It has to be a legal pass, though. Check your local rules there for the specifics on that. Last I knew it had to be an inbounds hand-to-hand pass. You can't drop it on the floor, have the other person pick it up. It has to be hand-to-hand pass there. Inbounds, upright, not stashed. The other players have to be able to see the head covering. You can't hide it, because the officials need to be able to keep track of it as well. This is why this game's a bit hectic. I can't see anything. I don't like that. Used to be able to absorb all the information on the track. Can't see anybody to save my life here on this one. 30 seconds remaining. You can see all the overlays, though. Goodness gracious. If you try to close this out, the best we could do is tie it. We're not even going to do that because we got to go through the gates. Who's got the fucking ball? Is it blue? Yeah, I'm going to say, ain't happening. They're just playing a passing game. That's all they got to do here is they close it out here. The blue team winning the victory here. That's what happens when you're recording just to get some dialogue in on the game of Roller Derby, not actually playing, Paul. You're not playing to win. Don't got that competitive spirit. Well, I never said I was going to be good here when I was playing. I didn't say I was going to have all the victories.
Clap your hands and make some noise for our incoming champs. Make Bangkok proud, my little pigeons. Fly, fly, fly. But keep the skates on. And we're off! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there it goes.
Oh, this is just going to be nauseating. Oh, God, okay. God damn, this is so nauseating. So to introduce myself, I am Paul, obviously here at Nana's Apartment. Who am I in the world of roller derby? Well, as an official, I went by Optimus Prime. As a player, I went by Broba Fett.
Number 51 is Broba Fett, and you'll be able to recognize him, right, NJ?
He's got the face paint, the war paints.
Well, and that's something that, here at 11:30 on a kind of chilly Saturday morning, you like to see the skaters coming out to play. Broba Fett definitely ready to go.
I actually was chatting with Broba Fett earlier as he was putting on his war paint for the game. And he was particularly excited because this is home for him.
Sure.
And it was nice that he could have some family and friends come watch the game.
Broba Fett in his first jam now.
We got Broba Fett not having the best of days at the moment right now.
Well, he re-enters the track. Well, Bubba with a little bit of a bump out, and they exchange glances on their way to their respective tracks.
Broba Fett with, I think, the best name and the best face paint.
The two blockers doing as best they can to hold off Broba Fett, but he does power through. Lead jammer.
His first of the game, and he definitely worked for it.
Broba Fett now pushing the front of the pack. Broba Fett with that face paint, it obviously helps him.
I think so. Takes lead jam status for the second time this game. Oh, what a rush. And that puts up 3 more points for Broba Fett, taking his tally to 12.
Yeah, and Broba Fett, he and Ferrous Oxide are having a personal vendetta. Neither of them seem too preoccupied with scoring. They just want to hit each other.
Hey, buddy, let's just hit each other. This is going to be fun. Not only do we get to hit each other, we get to hit each other on WFTDA TV.
There you go. And Ferrous Oxide, you can see
the world can
smile
see
on
us
his
hit
face.
each other.
Oh, what am I doing? I don't know. Who am I? Oh, well, I can fuck up that guy, I guess. Getting distracted because I want to talk. I don't even know what's going on. Just fuck him up, Paul. So yeah, Broba Fett is a play on words. My friends and I loved texting jokes to each other at the time. All the different puns we could come up with based on bro, and one of mine was Broba Fett at one point. So I was sticking in my head as soon as I decided I want to play and I needed a name. That's just like one of the first things that came into my head. Oh, where is he? Jesus Christ. I can't even see anything. Pump, Paul. Pump. Yeah, screw. It's legal. It's legal. It's a full contact game. Oh, well. Alrighty. I'm just gonna go for Gates as soon as I can think of it. Yeah. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Oh, God. Get the ball. Well, I'm good at passive moving. Maybe just go for the highlighted guy. Go for the highlighted guy. Oh my God, this is so chaotic. Can't see a darn thing. Oh, I just went right past him. You gotta go for the ball. That's the tricky thing. I'm trying to play a game and I'm trying to figure out where the hell I'm supposed to go at the same time.
Talkin punch!
Get ahead of me. I know what you're going for. I don't like it. I was never a good scorer in roller derby anyway. I'd just be passive defense. Just fuck him up. Time is terrible, Paul. Well, they go by at the speed of light. But yeah, that's basically what I played when I was playing roller derby. I was never much of a scorer, but I did like paying attention to the game, especially coming from the perspective of an official. You know all the rules, you know all the things you can do. This is the way I play right here. There you go. That's a Broba Fett way of playing. Just skate fucking backwards. I was gonna goal anyway. It's not like I'm doing bad. All right, there's a good guy. Oh no, missed it. There you go. Yeah, I figured I wanted to play a roller derby game for my channel because of all the experience I do have. I cannot. Oh my God. It's going to be an editing chore. Oh my God. He's just like, what are you doing? Let me play. Just score the damn thing. There you go. Oh, okay.
Orange going for a power jam.
Oh, power jam and roller derby, that's when the other scorers in the box, you have all the time in the world to score. Get all them points, lap all the players, bank as much as you can. Audiences love it, go rabid for it. Oh, now I gotta help. Why did we not score? We had a power jam. Just gonna keep playing passive. But yeah, basically my history, I started as an official. My friend who I was playing dodgeball with, we had a winter dodgeball league in the local area, and I decided I needed some stuff to do. I was going through a life change, and so I had a friend during that wintry season where we needed stuff to do. She said, well, we needed officials. So sure enough, they were putting on a tournament called Coastal Chaos. For those in the know.
Coastal Chaos 2016 is a WFTDA recognized event.
Watched the tournament. I said, I want to be all about this. This is amazing. I'm a wrestling fan. Obviously, there's a lot of parallels. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, signed up completely for it. Oh, I want to get those hits. Oh, I love it. I love these hits when people don't pay attention. That's another thing. This is a tip from Broba Fett when you're playing and you're on a jam, you're waiting for the score to come around. It's completely legal to hit someone even though there's not a jammer in the pack. If someone's not paying attention and you're in gameplay and someone's just passively standing there waiting for the jammer to come around, it is completely advantageous for you to just kind of like, you know, well, if you're just going to stand there waiting, you know, take them down so when your jammer hits the pack, there's a little bit of chaos. There's a little bit of situation for you to take advantage of. No. Go for the Gates plus the next thing. Oh, that's me. That's me. Woohoo! 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 16. Oh, go by Broba Fett. Broba Fett gets a goal with 9 seconds left. Oh my god, that was awesome. Not even trying. Oh, nailed it. Oh, take that. There's a reason he's a coach, folks. He knows how to play the game. Oh, there's no balls in roller derby. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh, we'll take it. Oh, all about that victory. I didn't even expect to get a single point.
Victory lap for Orange!
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Oh, Paul, it's probably really easy to score a goal, and I have no idea about it. I just have no idea how easy it probably was to score a goal there, and just something so simple. I'll take that. You got the sound of the rusty bearings, right? It's one of the things I'll say about this game that I'll give a lot of points to it for. The general feel of skating in this environment and the track there, a little bit of the chaos, but at the same time the movement, the fluid movement of the skating is very accurate to the gameplay I'm used to. I did flat track for about 5 years or so. It definitely feels a lot like what I'm seeing there. Again, the skating backwards, it's like being out of my body and watching myself. It's kind of surreal. They got the plows right, obviously the animations there, but I'll give this game a pat on the back. I was going to play an NES game today. I decided now I'll sit down and play this a little bit, talk about some roller derby, and as I'm watching this, I'm going to say, yeah, I give a tip of the hat for the people who worked on this game because they definitely did at least a little bit of homework. I don't know how much time they spent researching any derby things for this, but it shows in a lot of the animations present during gameplay. I'm finding myself grinning here and there as I'm playing because that's the game. It's chaotic and hectic, but you gotta make sure you're looking everywhere. Your head's on a swivel at the same time. You're taking your breath, you're taking your time, you're calm down because it's like you can't let the game get in your head like that. As we'll talk about as we move forward.
Well, then join us.
But I guess now that I have a solid grasp on how the game is played and my technique, I guess we'll spend a few games talking the game of roller derby. Sorry, that first match was a little disheveled. I just wanted to gain my bearings. Pun intended. I have some notes here I will talk about as we move forward here in our gameplay. Give you my 2 cents from my experience in the world of roller derby. I'm not an expert, not going to claim to be. I've just spent a few years doing this, that, and every little thing here and there in the world of roller derby. I wanted to absorb as much as I could when I was playing. Played with a lot of amazing skaters, a lot of amazing people. Gave me all of their knowledge. I'm very thankful to people who gave their time to me, and I'm very thankful for what I was able to give to others as a result of that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But here we go. My first note on my little notepad here is a derby stance. It's something you're going to hear a lot about if you're playing roller derby. Oh, why do I have the ball now? Don't give me the ball. I'm just a target. I'm a defensive player, an offensive player. I'm not really a scorer. I'm just a fucker-upper. That's what I do. I'm the offensive, defensive line. I don't score the points. I give that to people with better wind. But anyway, yeah, derby stance. When I coach it, I hate terms that are just overused and vague, and they don't really... People might not know exactly what you're talking about, even though it should be kind of a fundamental thing. Yeah. Broba Fett says, sit down. Broba Fett, by the way, I thought about later after I retired, basically, that it should have been Broba Sweat the entire time because I'm known in New England as being one of the sweatiest sons of guns there is. I can't pump for shit on this. My record at 27.5 is 32, by the way. For anyone's watching this who actually has played roller derby. Pass that, Paul. You can't play for shit. Why are you giving it to me? No, that's what's going to happen. Don't call for a pass, Paul. What are you thinking? Anyway, yeah, get into a low squat and derby stance. My tips for that is just basically be ready to take a hit. That's all that means. Be ready to take a hit. There are a lot of off-skate drills that are great for just being ready to take a hit. Oh, blue, they're getting ahead of us, Orange. You got to pay attention. Paul, help out a little bit then. Oh, we're going to get a replay. But yeah, derby stands basically getting a low squat. Be ready to take a hit. Get down. Don't be standing up straight like a giraffe there. Bend your knees. But again, I hate the term derby stance because it's vague. That's what I mean when I say derby stance. Be ready to take a hit. What are you? Don't hit the orange person. That's your teammate. That's a bit of sabotage. Don't want to do that. You'll be a saboteur. Mess that guy up. Don't do a counterclockwise block, though, folks. Let them come to you. That's part of the game of roller derby. Everyone's got to come to you. Let them come to you. Don't be all hectic. Missed that, Paul. Just whiffed it. Whiffed it. But yeah, derby stance for me, it's just be ready to take a hit. Bend your knees. You be comfortable in that low squat. The more squats you do, the better. Oh, the gate's close anyways, Paul. I don't like the whole got to do a million initial laps thing. That kind of bothers me.
I'll suck a big one. Two, that is. Suck a big two.
I'll pass it. I can't fucking do shit. If you can't do shit, be contributing to the betterment of your team. I like that, Paul. It's a good way to get called on an elbow penalty. Coach Paul says, watch your forearms. You should never be caught on a forearm penalty. Be more in control of your body. Woo-hoo. We're working as a team. Woohoo! You missed me. What are you giving it to me for? Don't give it to me. Oh, yeah, you missed me. Oh. Oh, no. Missed him. As far as quick note on derby stance, I always put my weight in my heels. Oh, God. I should have put my weight in my heels there as I got fucking clotheslined. But yeah, I always feel comfortable putting my weight in my heels. Again, it's where your best stance is. I suggest off skates, getting with a partner, and kind of getting in a good derby stance and letting someone kind of push on your shoulder, you know, all your target points so you know how you're bracing when you're taking a hit. It's a good off skates drill to kind of work on to get that derby stance in. Another tip I like giving to people, I know a lot of people are going to get grumpy about this, but if you're watching my channel, you might not be one of them. As much as people don't like relating roller derby to pro wrestling because they're trying to get away from, you know, the 80s, early 90s kind of roller jam, whatever comedic kind of over-the-top carny style version of roller derby, they're trying to separate themselves from it, but the sad fact is, for those people who don't like that, I should have passed it, Paul, I was thinking of it, is that there are some great tips overlap-wise for wrestling and roller derby that count both ways. And chief among them, I guess, is what I always told people, which is, if you feel like you're going to fall on your ass, and more importantly on your back, tuck your chin. If you're going to fall on your back, you know, you're taking quite a spill, you're half in the air, you're like, oh, it's going to hurt. Tuck your chin. It's going to save you from whiplash. And it's a long known wrestling trick. It's, to help safely take a bump. But tuck your chin. It's going to save you naturally from that ricocheting your head off the concrete. So tuck your chin. Tuck your chin. Just all you got to do, just tuck your chin. The more you do it with baseball slides, conference sprints, and stuff like that, the more you're naturally going to go to do it when you take a spill. I'm just going all the wrong directions. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things I always try to tell people when I'm with a group of people who are just starting out. It's a great habit to get into, especially when you're doing a drill where you're falling on your back or you're taking a spill on your back. You know, all you gotta do is tuck your chin. As they say in the wrestling world, bump it out. Spread all the weight on your back. They say fall small in derby, but as much as you can, if you're going to fall on your back, keep your arms pulled in, but spread out your shoulders. Absorb the impact with as much as your body as possible. Keep yourself safe. A lot of us are falling on concrete when you're doing flat track. No need to make it any less safe. We're all just playing a game that none of us are getting paid for. Be safe. Thought the game was over. I guess we're still playing. Didn't really matter.
It's a win for blue and a defeat for orange.
Shout out to all the people I'm playing with. If you ever watch my footage and you find yourself, please give me a comment. Be hysterical. Get some overlap here on Nana's apartment from fans out there. Viewership land. If you see yourself on this footage, leave a comment.
Who needs extra seats? Just slide over and share your seat with a friend because we're all sold out, baby!
Oh, I like the purple on this one. This is a nice arena. It's tight.
You're in for the spectacle of a lifetime!
You always orange? Is that the way it goes? I feel like I've never been on blue. Oh, goodness. I'll go this way, I suppose. The next tip I'd say overlapping from professional wrestling is take your time. Take it slow. It's easy to get caught up in the hectic nature of gameplay, and it's like I think a lot of teams use that to their advantage. Don't let the other team get inside your head. Don't let them frazzle you. And just don't let them. Don't let them. It's predictable. As far as pace goes, it's always going to move the same direction. The goal of the game is always going to be the same. Everything has to come to you. Use that to your advantage. I always try to impart on people who are just getting started. It's like, learn the rules. Really, seriously, that's really giving the edge to my game is I learned the rules first. I mastered the ability to have grown adults come at me with a little bit of energy in their voice because they're passionate about this game that they're playing, so you have to be able to back up your decisions on the track. As we're seeing a replay here to this goal. Ooh. There's one for orange. Hey, that's us. We're up by a point. Good for us. Skating backwards as ever is Broba Fett. And as we cut back to the action, go orange team. But yeah, take your time in gameplay. It's easy to get caught up in the hectic nature of the game. A lot of people, when you're starting out, their heads are on a swivel, but they don't know what they're looking for. And it's just like, pay attention to the simple nature of the game. Where's the jammer? Keep in mind where they're at. Well, that's not blue. Find the blue. Screw him up, Paul. Mess him up. But yeah, you got to take your time. You can't just get lost in the hectic nature of the game. Which is basically essentially why I ended up doing, passive offense kind of. I couldn't get a hang of strategy as far as, scoring in roller derby, but I was able to kind of see the holes where people weren't paying attention when I was on kind of the defense side of things. So what I was kind of a nightmare with on the track was I would get comfortable with my jammers and kind of know what they would do and what they would need from me. And so I liked being that passive, sneaky offense guy where it's like I don't go for the big hits necessarily, but I will protect my teammates from you in a way that you won't see coming. My favorite thing to do would be I would get up on one person who wasn't paying attention, kind of open a lane, just kind of stand on them, straddle them a little bit. And that's, I don't like this view. Why can't I... side view. I get like a hard cam view from wrestling. It's weird. But yeah, I loved straddling people who weren't paying attention, and then when they turn around to provide a move or something like that, they'd be like, oh, I'm standing right on them there. It's like, what are they going to do? And it's by the time they realize they have to move around me, my jammer's already got a lane open and they're gone. That's how I'd play, offense, defense, very passive, kind of sneaky, casual, get them when they're not looking type of thing, own your lanes. That's one of those things I'll get into a lot, owning your lanes. We'll break into that now, I might as well, because I'm talking about it. But in a nutshell, I always preach preaching this victory by blue. Oh, and he gets a little bit of a moat. Was that? Was he backwards? Ooh, through the game, scores blue a point. But yeah, as far as owning your space, again, I'm a defensive player. I'm a great person to have in a wall. When I was playing, there was a lot of rotational gameplay going along, meaning there was a lot of triangles, a lot of positional rotation in walls. Who we're going to rotate on? Who's going to be... who's going to be... I thought I passed it. Who's going to be the one we form up on? Who's going to be, calling point, whatever. And it's like... I think it made a lot more sense when we eventually just broke it down and made it simpler. So when you're in a wall... Say I'm in a wall. Say Broba Fett is in a wall. Am in a wall? Is in a wall? Say I'm in a wall. I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to calm it down. I'm going to stay in this conversation. I'm keeping it calm. And in a nutshell, I'm going to use what's going on to, supplement my blind spots. If I have a jammer behind me and they're making all the contact, they're making all sorts of contact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel them trying to get past me. I'm not going to have my head on a swivel in these moments. I'm going to let their contact show me where they're going. I'm not going to get hung up on which way did they go? Which way did they go? If I'm in front of them, they're making contact on my left side and they're making contact on my right side, I'm not going to pivot my head to look from my left to my right. I know they're going to the right because I can feel them. And especially if I'm in the middle of a wall and I feel them go from my left to the right, I'm going to trust my buddy on my right. I'm going to trust my buddy on my left if they're going left. I'm not going to keep my head on a swivel and just keep ricocheting it side to side, ping-ponging it like they want me to. I'm going to be calm and I'm just going to assume, because I just felt them touch my body and roll off to my right, that they are on my right side. I'm not going to zing my head over to my right to try and keep track of them. That's what they want. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to trust my body, especially if I'm on the outside, which is where I like to be. I'm going to own my space. I'm not going to lean. I'm going to own my space. I'm going to wall up almost like that there's an invisible wall, and I'm going to seam up with that invisible wall. I'm not going to give them the space to get past me. I'm going to own my space. I'm going to trust my own skills as a blocker to, own that outside lane or that inside lane. Trust yourself, know the rules of the game, know where they can't go, what they can't do, and understand the jammers that are coming your way. I'm not the greatest player of all time. I'm not in any way, shape, or form. But I've taken out some amazing players, some amazing jammers. I've had them run back because I just own my space. I've had people twice my size get knocked out to the outside because I own my space.
Now, who here thinks they got what it takes to knock me down? Good luck.
Show me your moves.
Here we go! Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Ha-ha. Yahoo! Cool. Ha-ha. Bye-bye! Whoa! Ooh. Yippee!
Again, everyone's human. Challenge them. No one's unbeatable. No one's a god here. No matter what their accolades are before they're playing with you, they're still just a human being. Yeah, just trust yourself and your ability to play this game, which you've trained for and practiced for, and gotten to the point where you can play these games. Hopefully, if you're playing any type of sanctioned game, you've been qualified by your coaches and your training team as a person who can do this safely and effectively and with a controlled body. So own your space. Be calm. Know how the game is played. Let the other team play into your hand in that sense. Two people who are just starting out, I guarantee you, the person who's calmer is going to be the more effective one on the track. Just because they're going to be able to absorb more because they're paying attention, because their brain isn't just all over the place. That's kind of how I started. I just paid attention to one person. Find the vet that has the most years on the track. Listen to them. They won't teach you wrong. They don't want to lose. They don't want you to be in their way, so they're going to tell you exactly where to be. You know what I mean? Again, trust your teammates. You're all playing a team sport together. Ooh, achievement. Don't know what I did there, but take that. Oh, Broba Fett providing another win here in his department, showing you how it's done here on Roller Champions.
What a lovely crowd! We're all sold out here. Go get your.
I guess we have time for one more or so. We'll get my last 2 cents here on Roller Champions and give you my last few cents for tips on how to excel in the world of roller derby. hopefully add to your game there in roller derby if you're fresh meat and a new player. In either case, my last little tip of advice would be, I'm finally blue. I just realized. One of the last things I kind of try to stress among people is that roller derby, if you break it down, it's a sport where you're shifting your weight from one leg to the other, and everything you do in the sport is a derivative of that. Everything is one form or another of shifting your weight from one leg to the other. Not do anything. Going for a plow stop, if you're going for a T-stop, you're shifting weight from one leg to the other, pressing down on your wheels to stop. If you're going for a transition, you're shifting weight from one leg to the other as you're going from a dominant leg to another as you're turning around. If you're doing anything, you're taking a step, you're shifting from one leg to the other. Every single thing starts and ends there. It's a derivative of shifting weight from one leg to the other. It's one of those things, that's why squats, and again, that good derby stance is essential. The more you work on laps at practice, the more you get lower in your stance, the stronger your legs are going to be, and the more you're going to be able to do. God, pump, Paul. Learn how to pump. Or are you supposed to pump on the wall? Okay. Learning how to pump in my last game. Anyway, but yeah, it's all about that weight distribution. I worked so long on transitions, again, by myself. And I think that's the best thing I can give you. Learn how to transfer your weight from one foot to the other confidently. Especially with transitions, if you're having a dickens of a time with that, start slow, start with a step, turn it into a roll. Yeah, again, just learn how to shift that weight from one foot to the other. Get low, get comfortable in your squat, get comfortable in that stance. Again, be able to take a hit, be steady on your feet. I'll take 3, though. That's 3 I'm helping out. Okay, we're winning this one. But yeah, it's just, get comfortable. I've worked with so many people who weren't comfortable. Oh, as Blue is there, getting that shot off. Boom, 3 for you there as Team Blue walking away with some points. The whole story we've been talking about this episode here with Derby is just don't get in your head. Don't overthink it. Paul, you're not orange. You got to stop them this time. But yeah, don't get inside your own head. Play the game. At base, with just basic skills, that mantra is all about, start with steps, then make it something where you can roll. You don't have to do everything the trickiest jammer, the most hotshot jammer can do right now. Start with your basics. Hammer those, get a solid foundation. Then you'll be fine. You'll be riding high. You want to know why? Because it's all about just shifting that weight from one leg to the other. If you can do that in more and more complicated ways, you'll do fine.
Double kill.
That's all what the game is about, is balance. So it's like if you can master yours, you're going to do aces. It's all about building confidence. Again, what we're talking about, finding someone on the track, watching them, memorizing their movements, seeing what they're doing in the heat of gameplay and why they're doing it. Ask questions. And which is why I was so strong on the track. I went almost, I think a dozen games once. I went into double digits once without penalties because I knew the game. If you know the game, you ain't going to break any of the rules, and you can use the ones that you mastered to your advantage. So, learn your rules, learn the game, pay attention, ask questions. That's how I got sharp on my ref skills. I had knowledgeable players calling me on my shit, making sure I knew why I was calling penalties. Again, if you know why penalties are called, you know how to avoid them. I went almost 12, I think, at one point. I got a penalty on a track cut. I was cocky. Had to impact the gameplay. Shouldn't have won it. I just went on my instinct, and I should have trusted my gut. Either way, we'll call that our last game here at Nana's apartment, talking roller derby here in Roller Champions. Thank you for joining us here on this particular episode, talking roller derby, my past on skates, as we round off that last game, 6-0 against Orange. Broba Fett here, Broba Sweat, Optimus Prime, however you know me. I definitely appreciate you popping by as we talk my experiences in the world of the flat track. For now, I'll just say I thank you for stopping by, and as always, we will see you next time. Oh, it's Area 51. I was so confused. I was like, why does it have my number on it? That's a blooper. I was so confused. I was like, why is my number on my helmet? That's really weird. Oh, I was so confused for a second. I was like, did I put that as a username somewhere at some point? Did I put it in there? I was like, no, it's because it's Area 51. It's because it's an alien-themed helmet. Oh, so confused there. I was so glad I caught that. That's funny.